This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
We're standing here in Ma'anoira HaMakom Hazeh. We're standing at a very awe-inspiring place. I have a tremendous hargasha. Maybe it's not even proper to be speaking. Ma'anoy Marman Adaber. We're standing at the Kever of the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Yehuda Segal, Ben Harav Moshe Yitzchak. Is it proper even to be speaking over here? But I was asked to say a few words, maybe l'toyelas harabim. Just want to say, the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva was Rosh Yeshiva of this great yeshiva for over 40 years. He was born in Tafresh Ayin in the year 1910 to his father Rav Moshe Yitzchak, also who headed this yeshiva. His father was a Talmud of the Alter of Nevardik, and his father actually had smicha from the Aruch HaShulchan himself. Now, Rav Moshe Yitzchak, the father of the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva, was drafted into the Tsar's army, but in the army he was mamish medakdek b'mitzvahs, to the point he was careful never to eat bread without netilas yadayim, and he would always go searching for water, and the soldier would follow him to make sure he was being loyal, and he would walk very, very long distances to get water for netilas yadayim. And after doing this so many times, so the soldier said, fine, just go get the water from the netilas yadayim and come back. And listen, in the zechus of his dikduk netilas yadayim, the one time the soldier let him free, he crossed into Germany, he fled, and then into England. That's how he ended up in England. How? B'zchus netilas yadayim. He comes to England, to London, and he's invited to head the yeshiva in Manchester. At the time, his son, Rabbi Yehuda, was 3 years old. Just to speak about his amelus b'Torah, whatever the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva did, he was fully immersed in. He did belev u'v'nefesh. He always said, Toiv ma'at b'kavana meharbe shaloi b'kavana. Whatever it may be, whether it's in learning, whether it's b'tfilah, it's always proper to focus on less with more kavana and more amelos than more, whether it's in the kinos or in any area. But what was so outstanding about the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva was his sensitivity to every human being. Story goes that when he was a young boy and he would wake up early in the morning to learn, okay, it's very nice, he would wake up to learn, but he didn't want to wake anybody up. So he would climb out the window and slide down the pole on the side of the house as not to wake anybody up. The Stipler said, and the Stipler himself was known for his brachas and his tefillah. The Stipler said, the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva was the Amud HaTefillah in the generation. Before the Rosh Yeshiva would begin davening, he would say a prayer. He would say a tefillah, Ribbono Shel Olam, please grant me siyata d'shmaya to daven b'kavana. It's well known he was medakdek to say every word of tefillah from a written text. So Asher Yatzar, he would say from a written text with kavana, like somebody would be davening ne'ilah. He had special cards in his pocket to be able to say all the brachas hanenin mehaksav, from something that was written. He was medakdik b'brachas. He kept a cheshbon of the mea brachas b'chol yom, to be able to get mea brachas even on Shabbos. And therefore the Stipler would advise people who needed a bracha to come to the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva, that he had a special kayach of bracha. When Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky was ill, he sent someone to this makayim to daven for them, to be mispalo for them at this makayim, to come to the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva to receive a bracha. The Samarav once told somebody who came to him for a bracha, Samarav said, why are you coming to me? The Manchester Rosh Yeshiva is alive. Go to the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva. There's so much to mention, just two more nekudas. Manchester Rosh Yeshiva was always makbid b'chol yom to do a chesed even before the davening, so that he could go into the davening with the zechus of the midah of chesed. So he would go to his daughter-in-law's house. He would wake up in the morning and make a coffee for the edim as a way of demonstrating midas hachesed, so that the tefillos should be niskabel. And of course, Manchester Rosh Yeshiva was renowned for creating the Chafetz Chaim Yomi calendar. The movement of learning Sifrei Chafetz Chaim is very much the efforts and the amelos and the tremendous work of the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva, who created the calendar and spread it all over the world. So, who are we to even speak about the greatness of such a tzaddik? But if we could even learn a little bit from Durachav HaKadoshim HaTahirim, it should be zechus for all of us. And we're standing here in the Beis HaKvaros. the Manchester Rosh asked to be buried next to the children who were Tahirim, and the Yatzasa Nishmasai B'Tahara at 82 years old, and the Zechusai Yagin Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.